Welcome and good morning or good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to our Peace Talks program, and thank you for joining us. We have an important topic and a great group of panelists. Our theme, the USA, China, and international relations in the era of COVID-19. And the question, are we headed toward a new Cold War or toward rapprochement or some form of constructive engagement, particularly between the two elephants in the room, the US and China? I'm very happy that we have with us today as panelists three very distinguished experts in international relations. Ambassador Christopher Hill. Currently, he's the chief advisor to the chancellor of the University of Denver and professor in the field of diplomacy. He served as assistant secretary of state for East Asian and Pacific Affairs, 2005 to 2009, and ambassador in several posts, Iraq, Korea, Poland, Macedonia. He was notably head of the US delegation during the six-party talks on the North Korean nuclear issue, 2005 to 2009, and recently published an article that appeared May 11 in Foreign Affairs about USA policy vis-a-vis China in particular. We also have Professor Nancy Wei. She is the chair and associate professor in East Asian and Pacific Rim Studies at the University of Bridgeport and teaches in East Asian and Pacific Rim Studies, master's program, international political economy and diplomacy, and published on issues related to the South China Sea, another very hot topic, US-China relations, East Asian political economy, and cross-strait Taiwan-China issues. Honorable Werner Faslabend is with us from Austria. He is president of the Austrian Institute for European and Security Policy. He served as Minister of Defense in Austria from 1990 to 2000, and member of parliament from 2000 to 2007, was president of the Political Academy of the Austrian People's Party, 2004 to 2015. So we have excellent panelists with us this morning. There's a technical difficulty with Ambassador Hill, and ordinarily he would have led off in this program this morning. I will take the liberty of saying a little bit about his paper that appeared in Foreign Affairs to kind of kick off the discussion until he joins us. He basically, the title of the article is, "What does Washington want from China?" ? And then he says, "Pique is not policy." Pique as P-I-Q-U-E, which means being irritated or upset or angry with China isn't a very effective policy. He also uses a term that the administration has discussed such matters as decoupling from China, pulling away in terms of businesses, and in some ways not engaging in this kind of rapprochement or constructive engagement, and that the US, in being mostly talking about withdrawal or decoupling, is not providing leadership at this time. It's more of an inward turn, and that China also is capitalizing on that circumstance. So he is kind of raising that question and calling the administration toward a more constructive policy that's a brief and imperfect rendering of his presentation, but his article. But it kind of, I think, will set the stage for really addressing this issue that the US-China relation is a critical relation politically, geopolitically, economically, and it's not in good shape. And what does that mean for the world? So with that introduction, I'm going to invite Professor Nancy Wei to give her initial statement. Each panelist will have about 7 minutes. There may be 1 or 2 follow-up questions. And then at the end, we'll have a question and answer period with questions from the audience that have been submitted to peacetalks@upf.org.